Good morning. We are continuing on with our probability. Today we are doing CO44. I can determine the probability of mutually exclusive and overlapping events. So we have new vocabulary. Once we hear what those mean, it's not as complicated as it sounds. Okay, so let's get this broken down so we can understand it. All right, mutually exclusive events. These are events with outcomes that cannot happen at the same time. So here's what that means. We have different events. Example, there are 3 red, 5 blue, and 8 yellow marbles in the bag. What is the probability of choosing a yellow or a red marble? I can't choose a marble that's both yellow and red. So these are mutually exclusive, right? They don't overlap. There's no double dipping, right? It's either yellow or red, no overlap. Mutually exclusive means if I choose a red, it's not also yellow. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So this is mutually exclusive because you can't pick we're going to say red and blue marble at the same time. There is no overlapping. You pick a red marble, you don't have to worry about it overlapping with a different color. Okay, red marble's a red marble's a red marble. It's not yellow, it's not blue. There's no overlap. Then we have overlapping events. Gonna be different. Overlapping events are events with outcomes that can happen at the same time. So the,
Get a piece of paper and you can write down loose leaf if you prefer to.
and then you can just put the loose leaf into your map. So overlapping events, they can happen at the same time. So here's our example. An integer is randomly selected from the numbers 1 to 20. What is the probability that it will be either odd or a prime number? Oh. Think about that. Think about our prime numbers. Prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7.
Every prime number is odd except 2.
Not every prime number, because 2 also is.
No, I said.
But there are some overlaps between odd numbers and prime numbers. There's a lot of overlap, right? 3 is both a prime and odd. 5 is both a prime and odd. 2 is just a prime, not odd. But there is some overlap. So what outcomes are common? Well, let's first explain this. So this is overlapping. because if you pick a 7, it is both prime and odd. Right? You can pick a number that is both. Up top, we picked a red marble. It can't also be a blue. It can't be one or it is red is red is red. Here, 7, you could say, oh, 7's a prime. Oh, 7's an odd. It overlaps both of those. So then it says, what outcomes are in common? So for our odd numbers, we know there's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. For our primes, remember 1 is not a prime. Primes start with 2, then 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So which ones do they have in common? Not the 1 and not the 2. So there's not a total overlap, but there are a lot that do overlap. Not every single number overlaps it. So 1 would count because it's an odd number. 2 will count because it's a prime. And then it's all the rest of the odds after it. So there's some overlap, but not all overlap. We're only going to count the overlap ones one time. So if we had numbers up to 12, and we want to know how many would be successful, we would count 1, 3, 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But we can't count these a second time. We can't double dip. You can only count the overlaps one time. Does that make sense? So there would be 7 in this example. There are 7 of the successful outcomes out of our 12. If we have numbers 1 through 12, 7 of them would be successful. Yes? So when you're counting successful outcomes, if there is overlap, you only count once. You do not double dip. So let's see how this works. We're going to practice it together. We're going to write, first we're going to decide, is it mutually exclusive or is it overlapping? And then we're going to put the probability into fraction form, not percentage, just fraction. So if it's going into a fraction form, what's our final step, Joe? I don't want to see those. Madeline? We have to simplify. Fractions, I had some people on that last subject to say, oh, I forgot to simplify. Forgot to simplify my fraction, forgot to simplify my odds. Simplify, friends. So let's look at this first one. First step is to determine, is it mutually exclusive or is there overlap? You have 26 cards, each labeled with a different letter of the alphabet. A, B, C, D. What is the probability of you choosing a letter in the words SVDP or Royals? Is that mutually exclusive or overlapping? What do you think, Gavin?
Mutually exclusive.
Okay. What do you think, Laurel?
Overlapping.
Uh-oh. Which one is it? Is it mutually exclusive or is it overlapping? So remember, mutually exclusive says there's no outcomes that can happen at the same time. Overlapping means we have ones that are in common. So let's look, we have SVDP. If we're gonna look at our successful outcomes, SVDP, and then we're gonna look at Royals, we only count ones that are different to count how many would be successful outcomes. ROYAL, uh-oh. I see an S here and an S here. That's overlapping, because they share that S in common. I can only count that S how many times? One time. So when I count how many successful outcomes there are, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm gonna write overlapping, because that S is shared in common. Then I have 9 successful out of how many total? Clara?
10.
In my hat, how many alphabet cards do I have?
26.
I have 26 cards in my hat. What's the probability of picking one of those 9? Would be 9 out of our total 26. So remember that bottom number for the probabilities, how many total there are. Not how many, counting those number or letters, and oh, that one was an over. Nope, it's how many total were in the hat. So our probability is, can I simplify that? I heard Henry. Anybody else think I can simplify that or no? No, it's as simple as we can get. So that's my answer. It's an overlapping probability, and it's 9 over 26. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do the rest of them on your own. If you have questions, you're going to come ask me. Colton?
How many students is there in our class without?
Last name that begins with a vowel. So raise your hand if your last name starts with a vowel. Anderson, Ordner, Eggview, did I say it right? How do you say it? Boy, okay. Olmshank. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyone else? Holland is a B. So 4. There are 4. Any other questions on this one? Good question. How many students are in our class? Anybody know? 25. In our class, there are 25 students. Any other questions? Okay. When you finish, remembering to put overlapping or mutually exclusive, remember that simplify your probability when you can. When you're finished, we have new Khan Academy assignments. So make sure you're getting Khan Academy done. If you have missing from last week, that was due last night, get it done and let me know. Look at your past assignments and get them done. You can still get some of those points back. Getting 0 for those points is not a good score. Okay, get them done. Turn in that math packet by the end of class. I'm not taking them during social studies time for you to get them back. It has to be turned in by the end of class for you to be able to fix mistakes. Okay? So if you want to turn, I know there are some math packets waiting for me, but get those turned in by the end of class and you'll get to fix your mistakes. If you are watching this at home, I hope you are well, and I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.